Hi folks, Pete here from Ashton's Cars. Today we're looking at a late 2009 BMW 520 Diesel. This is the automatic model, 177 horsepower, 2 litre diesel. This particular one's done 104,000 miles. I really love these older BMWs, very well built cars, tend to be very, very solid and just feel, you know, a nice car on the road. So this particular one came up and it's got a stack of history with it. It's also got the better upgraded navigation system as well. So this one's quite a desirable spec. Let's just take you around the car very quickly. As you can see, very good condition. It's got the original alloy wheels. It's got Bridgestone tyres, which are the original specification on this car. And one of the things I love on these is the boot space, which is huge. Massive boot, as you can see. Acres of space in there. Goes really deep. It hasn't got a split fold seat, so if that's something that you do want, you might want to consider alternatives like the Audi A6. But apart from that, it's certainly got as much room in the back as an A6. And you know, for myself, the rear wheel drive BMW is very much a driver's car and something that very much appeals to myself. These are the class leader in many ways. You'll generally find that the 5 Series has always been the benchmark in the sort of executive hatchback, executive saloon sort of category, and it's easy to see why when you look at this car. It's well proportioned, it's well built. When they were launched back in, this model came out about 2003, they were sort of a bit of an oddity in the way they were styled, but they grew into that style. And this 2009 model, you know, it really does look the part. They were kind of ahead of their time, these particular cars. Let me have a quick show you inside. One thing worth noting, this car has got front and rear parking sensors. Standard issue is just to have rear. It is worth having the front sensors because this is a very big car, and you know, parking in a tight spot without the front sensors can be quite difficult. A couple of little stone chips on the bonnet here. Nothing really to write home about, but certainly, you know, in keeping with a car that's done 104,000 miles. That's what you would expect on this car. If you find a car that's done 104,000 miles and it's not got a stone chip on the bonnet, it's just been resprayed, and that's not necessarily something you want either. So this car's all original, it's all straight. We have got a lot of history that we'll put up on our listing. And when you come inside here, it sounds like a rave at the moment, but let's just turn that off. Right, so we've got a lovely layout inside. Very nice, well laid out interior, black leather, nice bit of sort of silver trim that runs through the dashboard and the waistline of the car. Breaks up the interior a little bit. This has got the lighter headlining, which I prefer. When they've got the black headlining, they do feel quite dark and dismal inside, but when they've got this lighter, it does sort of lift the interior somewhat. And as you can see, automatic gearbox. Now, it's a little bit different from your conventional auto, this. It's the BMW system that they brought out on this model. If I just press the start button, we'll just run through the startup sequence. It's currently saying it's due a service, so we'll get that done for you before the car goes to a customer. Just give it a little rev for you. And the first thing that you notice is that for a 2 litre diesel, it's number one, very quiet, and number two, very responsive. You see how quickly it revs, it wants to go. And 177 horsepower might not sound a huge amount, but it's surprising how those horses are delivered in these BMWs. It's got a lot of torque, and it does feel very, very powerful. So the gearbox, if I've got my foot on the brake, I essentially just press this little button on the side, pull down, and I am in drive. If I press the button and pull up, I'm in reverse. And if I want to park, I just press the button that's on top. So the gear lever just moves back and forth. It doesn't actually go into a slot like a conventional old-fashioned auto would. It's, once you get used to it, much nicer and much easier to use, because you just literally press one button to press park and you know the car's parked. Where I've got this car parked at the moment is picking up that I have got a car quite close to me behind, because I've put it into reverse now. You can see that if I go backwards now, it will sort of pick up the cars behind us on this sensor, and there we are. It'll beep and it'll flag up on there front and rear, give an audio sort of beep as well as a visual aid when you're parking. Just put it back into park and get rid of that. And let's just show you quickly, I've got this sort of what they call an iDrive system here. It's the updated iDrive, and it's got the extended nav on this particular car, which is very, very good indeed. Much, much better than the earlier sort of iDrive systems. I press menu and I get a stack of things that it's got. It's got telephone, it's got the Bluetooth streaming. I think it's actually got a hard drive on it, this model, as well as a DAB digital radio, which is really, really great. Press nav, we've got a sort of 3D navigation there. It's really, really good, this nav is. It's you can see the terrain on it and everything. I can zoom right in to where I am, or I can zoom out and sort of see the terrain that I'm currently in. If any of these lights, by the way, on the dashboard are flashing on here, I can see on my camera that it looks as though they are. It's actually the camera, not the car. It's not actually flashing in real life. But yeah, I've got everything I could possibly need on the iDrive system. It's a really handy system. It's easy to use. Once these 2009 cars were built, it had become quite intuitive, which on the earlier cars it felt a little bit unwieldy at first. So I've got my phone book and everything stored in here. I've got music stored in here from the previous owner. I know if I press sort of multimedia system, yeah, I've got sort of discs and stuff in here that have been ripped into the car's hard drive system for music, so that's really good as well. So I think we've got some classical on there. Very relaxing. And of course, that's the beauty of this car. It is quite a relaxing place to be. It's got cruise control with the automatic box. I can just put it at 70 and spend all day in this car thundering down the motorway. And that's one of the reasons I love a 5 Series. So yeah, overall a very nice, well put together interior, and this particular car feels very well looked after. The leather on this wheel here has barely any wear on it. All the switch gears in good condition. That's what I'm looking for when I look at a 5 Series. Let me just turn this off and show you into the rear. So once again, we're talking about lots of space, as you can see, hopefully. Nice quality leather interior, barely any wear on anything in here. It's got the ventilation system into the rear as well. Along with the boot, the interior of this car is just built for a family, and it's perfect for you if you want a big, comfy saloon car. It's one of my favourite cars to drive. And it's without a doubt the class leader, in my opinion. The fact that it's still rear wheel drive, yeah, it's a little bit harder to ride perhaps than the Mercedes, but you can forgive it that, because in the corners it pays you back dividends. And yeah, compared to the Audi, I guess it hasn't got the split fold seats, but I'd much rather drive the BMW. Much rather drive it. It feels like a proper quality product, which is exactly what it is. It's a ground up executive car, this is. So in my opinion, the best in its class. I'm over 104,000 miles on it. It's barely run in. I've got another one on site here which has done 230,000 miles, which came in Part X. It still drives like new. These things are just so well built. The engines in them are so torquey, so good. They're a chain rather than a cam belt, and they are built to last. So guys, if it's of interest to you, please give me a call. My number's 07932 873 646. This BMW is ready for nationwide delivery. Happy to deliver it anywhere in the UK. It's free within the first 150 miles. Also happy to take your old car in Part X. Give us a ring, let us know what you got. That number one more time is 07932 873 646. Thanks very much for watching. Please give us a like and a share. Please subscribe to our channel for more offers and more cars like this, and comment below and give us a like to let us know you've watched us. And we hope to see you very soon. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.